Starting show. Welcome to the Long War. I'm Rob Bear, and joining me again tonight are Kenny Boucher and Stephen Four. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog.
Yo, what's happening, everybody?
Yo, so I've pretty much been reading the new Marine Codex all day, so we're just going to talk about that. I think it's going to take
just talk about the thing we were just talking about, please. I want to continue that.
Yeah, let's just get to the meat and the potatoes. You know?
Oh my gosh, yo, this book, like, people were screaming for Marines to be good, and let's just say Marines are good. Like, that's just straight up, like, Marines are good. Yo, so I think we're gonna break it down a little bit. Like, we'll go over the chapter tactics. Go over some of a couple of the warlord traits are actually really good now too, and they come stock on some of the special characters. And then we can go over the formations too. And I'll tell you what, man, there's one formation that I think we're gonna see a lot of on the tabletop. What do you guys think about this Liberius Conclave?
Yeah, from what you were just telling me, it seems like I want to know.
Rob, can you walk us through the rules? Because I'm not sold on it. I still think it's pretty shitty. So can you walk us through exactly what it does?
All right. So the Liberius Conclave, it's a formation of 3 to 5 librarians, and one of those librarians can be Tiggy. And by the way, Tiggy hasn't changed. He's still 165. Still gets to choose his thing. And he's
still one of the best, most amazing psychers in the game.
Not only that, but his new warlord trait, if you actually take him as your warlord, it's Storm of. It's the same name, Storm of Fire, but they changed it. Instead of you re-rolling on ones, now you point.
It used to actually be like once per game re-rolls. You can pick a unit within 12 inches.
Yep, and now it's kind of the same, still once per game, still 12 inches, but now that unit's weapons get rending.
Seems good.
It does seem good. So there's Tiggy. So now you can have 3 to 5 librarians, and librarians are still 65 points.
So less than 100 points for a level 2 psyker. So you could take. Yep. So what you're really saying is 85-point librarians, 2 85-point librarians, and 1 65-point Tigerians. Yep. It's going to be this formation.
So 85, 85, and 165.
So that's 7. What is that? 7 warp charge points. And so I mean, why take them? Like, what makes them good? Though?
All right. So here's where it might be okay. At the start of your Psyche phase, you can nominate 1 librarian from this formation. If you do, the nominated librarian has access to any psychic powers known by the other librarians from the formation within 12 inches of them. Okay.
So that seems okay, I guess. So you mean Tigerius, who essentially gets the cherry pick invisibility every game, and still there's a lot of tech with him. Like when I play Tigerius, I like to slide between trees because I don't care about the primaries anymore. I like to. Like you get that invisibility early, switch right to biomancy, maybe get a clutch endurance. So you're saying you have a invisibility endurance Tigerius. At every turn, one of my librarians who's within 12 inches also knows those 2 powers.
That is correct. That is correct, Mr.
I mean, that's good, but I mean, with only 7 warp charge points, how am I going to pass those?
Well, funny you should ask. So the nominated librarian makes psychic tests. He will harness warp charge points on a 3+ instead of a 4+. If there is 1 other librarian from the formation within 12. If there is 2, he harnesses on a 2+.
My word. So what you're telling me is this scenario where Tigerius has invisibility and biomancy. And let's just use my current Super Friends army, for example, where I have a White Scars command squad with a chapter master and Khan. Grab gun, storm shields, couple of 5-man rhino squads in reserves outflank, and I take all this Imperial Guard stuff, right? Well, I can cut all the Imperial Guard stuff out, bring in this formation. I also have Company of the Great Wolf for all the Iron Priests and everything that make my true Super Friends unit, like my 1850. So you're telling me I can just slap these 3 librarians into a drop pod, lay it in the middle of the table, link up with the Super Friends, and easily make them invisible and endurance, and also another thing invisible in endurance in my army. Like, so if I Voltron into 2 mini-stars, they're both invisible endurance because one of them's happening on 2-ups and the other one's happening on 4-ups for rerolls because Tigerius can reroll as psychic powers.
That's correct. And the only drawback is that he has to, the librarian doing this has to cast his powers first. That's the only drawback.
Yeah, it's literally, it's not even really a drawback. You know, it's just like process of elimination.
We call that a caveat.
Yeah, you know, it's like, but yeah, I mean, what that is able to do to like Space Marine armies and for Space Marine armies is unbelievable now. You know, like.
I mean, that's crazy. Remember, Kelsey was playing a Super Friends army where he brings your boy Sloth in juice.
Yeah.
Well, and now, Sloth is basically not even legal. Like that guy, people have been making FAQs to make that guy even playable. You know, he automatically knows these powers, but he doesn't get to reroll anything, but he knows invisibility. And people are crushing people with just this one guy.
Yep.
Yo, yeah. So just imagine what this unit does.
Yeah, well, he technically, I don't think he's legal for this formation because it just
No, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, agreed. I'm not saying with it. I'm just saying what this unit compared, like eliminate him and take this instead.
This is always, I just in my mind, one of my favorite things to do is like the 3 Iron Priests and the 12 Cyberwolves break off, and they go left while everyone goes right, and because they have fleet and they're just amazing, but they're kind of vulnerable because they have no invulnerable saves. They just have ablative saves. But you're telling me 7 warp charge points. What's the math on this, Juice? So if one of the guys in the formation gets to reroll all psychic dice, that's a spell familiar. You've already said every time a level 3 psyker has a spell familiar, he's a level 6 psyker. Right?
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah.
So now you have a level 2 psyker who harnesses on 2+ and knows the same spells as Tigurius.
Yes.
Yo, it is so ridiculous because, like, harnessing, like, you're talking about you can get an invisible off with 2 dice.
What? You know, like, functionally, I mean, like, he has to go first, so they're going to block something. So if you know, like, the clutch, if you know endurance and invisibility, and they don't have a lot of psychic dice, you say, I'm going to do a 1 dice endurance on the unit first. Oh, it passes on a 2-up. Are you going to throw your 5 dice at that? Oh, you did? You blocked it? No worries. Here's my 1 dice invisibility.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yo, it is absolutely unbelievable. Isn't invisibility a level 2 spell, though?
Yeah, invisibility is level 2.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it's just like, I mean, yeah, he can literally...
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he can limp on. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he can limp on with the 2. I mean, it's absolutely... And the redundancy backup. We always talk about lists that have built-in redundancies. Yo, if for some reason you have 12 dice, 15 dice, and you are able to shut down what Tiggy does, that's cool. I literally have 3 other cats that can divvy up, and now I'm casting them on regular. You know, like I have sucked out all your dice, and now I cast them on regulars. But before we go any further, I just want to give a shout out because it is filling up right now.
Yeah,
Sean
no doubt.
Brown. Yo, the MGM Grand of Barely Tabletop Quality. Stoner Steve checking in. Dan Raymond is saying immediately, holy crap, the Conclave is sick. Famous Amos, you are the man. Angelo, Branton checking in. Yates, Clay Cruz, Dan Ying, Sal, my boy Sal. Lamont, saw you were the first one in here tonight. While I was having some technical difficulties. Eric Weiner, what's up, dog? Like, big full house tonight, early in the show.
Speaking of little technical difficulties, not quite technical difficulties, but been doing a lot of work on the servers, the Long War / Spiky Bits servers. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you are a veteran of Long War and you're having a hard time, you need a password reset or something, just send us an email and I can do it manually. Some of the functionalities not quite back online yet. And we're actually signups are offline right now, but hopefully we'll have everything reconfigured and moved on over to the new server. You know, hopefully in the next couple of days, because it's been crazy, man. We got so much more traffic on the server. We had to do a bunch of changes and stuff. So thank you guys so much there, man.
Yeah, we forgot to call Juice when we were moving the servers over, so we didn't have our expert, and we didn't do some stuff right.
Yeah, like I'm gonna just go ahead and apologize personally for the people out there at home. Like, yo, I apologize. I slept last night and I didn't get that fixed right away.
no doubt, but we're on top of it here at barely tabletop server.
barely a server.
Yeah,
barely not a cloud server.
Almost an Etch-a-Sketch server. You know, but yeah, man, like I'm so pumped about the Space Marine stuff, man. Like, absolutely unbelievable.
Yo, but speaking of, you know, let's just transition for a sec real quick. Kenny, what do you got going on with all those models on the table there?
What models?
Right?
You know, these are your friends.
These are my friends.
Models on the table.
Yes, we obviously, if you guys have been following what's been going on, we dropped a little trailer on the Long War YouTube channel today. featuring this Apocalypse Battle we're going to do. We're going to film Apocalypse Battle this weekend. Humongous. No exaggeration. We're talking potentially 20,000 points per side.
Wow.
No, it's going to be no less than 16,000 point game. We have 3 tables right now, so we're trying to play it on 12 feet by 6 feet right now, going facing each other down on the 12 foot.
Mm-hmm.
So basically a massive hammer and anvil deployment. Basically, twice the width of the table and twice the length of a table normally would be in an anvil orientation. It's going to be good guys versus bad guys functionally. Chaos, Space Marines, Demons versus Space Marines and Imperial Guard and all the good stuff. Rob is going to come down here and just cameraman the shit out of this. We have our buddy EJ.
I thought I was bringing cats.
You were bringing cats. We need a couple more Titans, so cats work as proxies.
Okay, good.
I want to shout out our 2 people, though. Horton, you saw him in one of our first videos. He's going to be playing the Chaos. And EJ, the proprietor of 90% of these amazing models that you see here, the commissioner of them, he's going to be playing this is basically 90% of his collection. And he told me before the Beats Laboratory shuts down, he wants to put every model that he owns on the table. And what better way than doing this in the form of an Apocalypse Battle that will take us, we plan on shooting from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Like
you're talking,
we expected it.
The truth of that, of being able to play every model that he has on the table, is that is a feat, dog. Like, we're not talking like for everybody home. We're not talking like yo, what you see right there is a third. Like, these are
not
just
even
the
a third
toys. Yeah. It is unbelievable the precedent that we're about to set here. Like, might be the largest game videotaped.
All this stuff is all this stuff's painted by Kenny. It's beautiful stuff. It's gonna be nuts.
Horton's gonna bring in some of his stuff too, because the Chaos Army currently, the Chaos forces that EJ owns, is vastly outnumbered by the Imperial forces currently. That's not to say that he doesn't have so many Chaos models that takes up an entire table. We just need a little bit more. So Horton is adding his collection to it. So I don't know if it's the biggest game ever filmed, but I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be the combination of the biggest game at the highest quality with the best looking models ever filmed. I can guarantee that.
Yup.
Yo, I can get behind that. I am
absolutely. Stoner Steve is saying, "Yep, Apocalypse all day, every day."
All day, every day.
No doubt there. Yo, so let's jump into some of these rules here. Now I know Kenny. I know you're dying to find out about your super friends, right?
Please tell me they still have hit and run. Just tell me yes.
Oh yeah, we can start with the tactics. All right, so White Scars chapter tactics. Skilled Rider and 1 to their strength when resolving Hammer Wrath and hit and run special rule. And
there it is.
They can re-roll the dice when determining run moves as well. So still pretty
so we got even better.
Yep.
Con, please tell me Con still lets people scout.
Specific people. I think it's Rhinos, Razorbacks,
and Rhinos. Yeah. I already know. I already asked them 100 times this morning. So my White Scar Super Friends army has not changed at all. It may have even gotten a little cheaper because I think Tactical Marines got cheaper.
They did. They're 14 points each now. So pretty good.
I got a little bit more points to work with, possibly a couple more special weapons, and I do one more thing that I used to not do. Plus now I have a library enclave, so seems good.
Clutch. Yo, hot off the wire, Rob Line checking in. Hey guys, been watching for a few episodes via YouTube. So glad that he can catch us on Google. Glad you're checking in, man.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yo, so let's hit up the rest of the chapter tactics here.
Please.
All right. So some of them they're gonna sound the same, obviously. So Imperial Fist can reroll the hit, rolls a 1 with bolt pistols, bolt guns, storm bolters, heavy bolters, combi weapons that are firing as bolt guns, and also applies to firing Hellfire, Kraken, Vengeance, and Dragonfire rounds. So that's kind of new. You get the special ammo. And models can reroll armor pen rolls against buildings that do not result in a glancing or penetrating hit. They can also add 1 to the building damage table, which is actually pretty substantial. I mean, we found that out when we were doing that one battle report, which I don't think has gone up yet. The one with the macro cannon. That one was pretty good. Space Marine Devastator Squad, Centurion Devastator Squads all have tank hunters. Pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely clutch. Yeah, I'm with it.
Black Templars. Models, now you're going to notice some of the flavor they're trying to do. They're trying to bring it back to third. But, they'll never be third, but they're still pretty dope. Crusader and Adamantite will special rules because they hate psychers. Librarians may not be included in detachments. Okay, sure. So if Black Templar suffer one or more casualties in the shooting phase or as a result of Overwatch, they gain counterattack and rage until the end of turn.
I'm with it. Yeah, it's better. It's better than what they were last edition. I mean, it's still a little similar, but again, it just seems like they're adding a little bit extra.
Yeah, no, they're kind of padding the top on this stuff here. So Iron Hands, non-vehicle models have Feel No Pain 6-up, and they have Feel No Pain rule. If they have it, it stacks. So if they get it from
so they have automatically +1 Feel No Pain.
Yep.
I kind of feel like that was already their thing, wasn't it?
I don't know if it's stacked.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't for the entire army. We're just talking like certain individuals had it, but now all of a sudden, like their entire.
Oh, now Sanguinary Priest gives them.
Yeah.
Sanguinary Priest snaps up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like
an Iron Hands assault squad has 4 Feel No Pain with a Sanguinary Priest and Blood Angels.
Yo, exactly. That's clutch. Before it's just some HQs you could try to stack up.
Yeah,
with things,
some clutch HQs had that.
Yeah. Now.
And their vehicles get it will not die, pretty much the norm, and their Tech Marines get +1 to repair rolls.
Back to the Q&A real quick. I'm sorry, Rob B, but Sal, I just had to say this. Sal just said, wanted to say that we, the veterans, really appreciate the hard work that y'all are doing with the site and server. Keep it up, guys. You are patient. We'll be as patient as need to be. Make sure things are running so well. That is phenomenal, Sal, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate before, because we have a couple new people on here. We cannot accept signups right now. So I'm sorry and thank you if you're going over there to try to sign up right now. That is the functionality that is currently disabled while we're porting over to the new server. Please be patient. We have a new email list put together. It's more complete. Check your emails, and if you don't get emails, check your spam folder, please. We will tell you as soon as things change. But right now, we cannot accept signups. We hope to have that resolved by tomorrow.
Oh yeah, and we have a new bonus. We'll probably be talking about soon for being a veteran as well. So look for that here soon.
Awesome. And then
incentive.
If I'm not mistaken, my man's call sign right here is Sangeef. Is this a Street Fighter reference here? But he hasn't played as Marine since the traits went away, killed in 4th edition, where you could basically build your own Space Marine. But some might be convinced that with the new breakout as a White Scar Salamanders combo, what do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I love the White Scars. I think they're great. Salamanders, basically, I was actually going to get to them next. They all have Feel No Pain 4-up.
Is that Flamers?
No, that's Flamers and is it Meltas or just Flamers?
Flamers.
Okay. It's against Flamer weapons.
So
and
it's not Feel No Pain 4-up. It's Feel No Pain 4-up against that Space Marines care not about.
Yeah. Right. And they can also reroll to wound and armor pen rolls that do not result in glancing or penetrating hits. So, they also.
They're fine. It's just that the Salamanders are never going to be as good as they were in 5th edition. It's not because of their rules. It's because the game is different.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Cover wasn't as big a deal then. There wasn't things that were invisibility. Shrouded wasn't out there. Stealth and Shroud,
things that shot 40 strength 6 shots didn't exist. Yeah. It was all about a twin-link melta gun here and there.
Yeah, that's a good point. We didn't have armies like this new AdMech stuff that's about to put out 108 grab shots a turn. Your melta gun isn't going to last. Things like that. Good point.
So, but what's really cool is if you do the Decurion, because of course they're getting a Decurion, why not, right? You can use the formation can use any of the generic battle doctrines, and then so you can kind of splash it around, and then if you have each of the specific formations stack, so
so you get all the benefits of each formation when playing the Space Marine Decurion.
Yeah, basically. So, I mean, it's pretty decent. We'll head to chapter tactics here in a second too. I just want to finish up, the doctrines. So the Raven Guard, they kind of got a little bit of a nerf, but
as if they needed.
Wait, you mean they got nerfed somehow when they already got the worst ones?
Yeah, it's kind of a kick in the balls for those guys. It sucks, but they're really cool.
So that's what happens when you don't step up and just hook up with chaos like a pimp would. You know, what do they say? You don't call a vote if you don't know the outcome. You don't, like, why would you fight on the losing side? Shit went down, and they didn't, and they backed the wrong people. They could have been part of my world. Instead, they get the shittiest rules in the Space Marine Codex.
You know, they're about to get ousted. They're about to get PDF'd here anytime.
Dang, nobody wants that. So if they don't start in a transport, they have the Shrouded special rule, which is kind of cool. And Night Fight mission.
They lost. Didn't they lose Scout? Was their thing?
They did lose Scout.
All that Shroud doesn't mean shit if you can't move your naked guys up.
Yeah, so that was my next question. Is like, is it Shroud for the rest of the game, or is it turn 1?
At the start of second game turn.
Oh, it's so shitty.
Until the start. Until they have it for first turn. They have it for first turn. Basically, both.
So they can't scout or infiltrate, and they have it on the first turn, so they suck balls.
Yeah. But something that's really cool is on the Warlord traits table. We talked about the Storm of Fire, right? And Tigerius comes with that, and you can also roll to get it. But Iron Resolve actually comes with a lot of the characters, and Iron Resolve gives you Feel No Pain. And it comes stock on a couple of them. It seems pretty good. Just to
who gets a stock? Walk me through the people who get a stock.
You know, I know.
Well, obviously, Lysander, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lysander. And Lysander's still pretty much the same, swinging with the hammer, thorn.
But he gets the Iron Resolve, so he's even better than he used to be because of Feel No Pain stock. Right?
You know, let me check. I'm not sure exactly which ones had it. I know like 3 of them had it for sure.
Well, anyway, check that out. Check that up. We have 37 people right now. Juice, jump on.
No, I'm ready to roll. So, Gnarls, thanks for checking in, man, as well. So you're telling me that Space Marines can get off more psychic powers than Eldar? I can't believe it because Gnarls run a large seer force, but I could use the seer council to deny Tiggy's powers on other than other librarians. So, yeah, that is clutch. That's a good point. Like, they are literally about to be more psychic heavy than Eldar. Never did I ever think I would see the day.
It makes me happy. I mean, I don't know that much about the fluff. I know that like I always think of that like this. Like, the Space Marines design psychers as weapons of war. Whereas the Eldar are just psychers. Like, they are psychic. They are in tune with it. Like, one of them is just going to be, honestly, is going to be more lethal than the other. And I've always thought it should have been Space Marines. And now it's finally Space Marines.
Yeah. Oh, man. Adam, thanks for checking in as well. Seeing a bunch of people we haven't seen before. He's saying at least Raven Guard don't have possessed Marines to deal with. In their book. Touche.
Oh, fuck all that.
So, Clay Cruz is saying, is he the only one that likes the idea of Vindicators in a squadron with the apocalyptic blast that ignores cover?
Yes, I was going to touch on that too. So
you are not the only one, Cruz.
That is awesome. Like, that was always the big thing with those blast templates was they didn't ignore cover, and now you get the cool line breaker from ability from Apocalypse, and it ignores cover. Wow, that's so awesome.
So you can take Predators and Vindicators as squadrons now?
You can, yes, and there's specific bonuses if you take them in 3s. Like, for instance, the Predator Squadron, if you take the Predators in 3s, they get Monster Hunter Monster Hunter and Tank Hunter.
That's good.
Well, excuse me. You can take them in squadrons, and as long as you have 3, they retain those abilities. Yeah.
I mean, so basically the OG super cheap autocannon Predator lawnmower pattern doesn't suck if it has Monster Hunter Tank Hunter. Think about it. Lawnmower Predator. That's 2 heavy bolters and an autocannon. It's like the cheapest, like 115 points, right? Yeah. I don't even know. That's what
actually, I think it's cheaper than that now.
Figure out the points of that real quick while I go through this theory. So if you have Monster Hunter and Tank Hunter, and you have 3 tanks that each have 6 strength 5 shots and 2 strength 7 shots. And all those shots get to reroll the wounds against big dogs and reroll glances since they get small against light armor. They can. I mean, that's a really easy. I mean, you're shutting down all the Armor 11 vehicles in the game with that. You know that's
but
just
they can't split fire, right?
No.
Yeah. Word.
No, they can't. But I mean, that unit has always been good at dealing with a squad of like 10 Space Marines. And units now guarantees that it's shutting down a light armor vehicle. Additionally, you have a monster creature. It gets to reroll the wounds.
Yeah. I guess if you run it at like a 2-man unit, now you're under like 250 points. I feel like that's more solid. But like a squad of 3, being over 300 points, being a little vulnerable, like with side armor a little bit itself. Like I don't know if I can get behind 3, but definitely 2.
2 doesn't get the bonus is the thing.
Oh, that's right.
2 doesn't get the bonus.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like you're paying 115 points for the extra shots and the multiplayer.
Yeah, you're basically paying 115 points for universal special rules. So I mean, I can get behind that, I guess.
And the shots, and you get the 3 extra hull points. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So while we're going with that, again, Jay Powell, thanks for checking in. What do you guys think the new decks put Space Wolves? Are the Space Wolves still the heat, or what?
Company of the Grey Wolf will remain the heat for as long as it exists.
405 point Iron Priest on Thundercav is
165 points. You get 4 Cyber Wolves and an Iron Priest on Thundercav.
Yeah. And now they can probably have Feel No Pain and maybe probably be invisible just right off the bat.
No, Space Wolves. If you're playing Space Wolf decks, Space Wolves, in my opinion, there's a better way to do it, and that's Company of the Grey Wolf. Every time I make an army, I'm an army builder. I'm like, what's wrong here? Oh, I'm doing regular Space Wolves. Immediately throw that away. Upload Company of the Grey Wolf. I'm like, here we go, because you can do so much more with it. Has no limitations.
So, reporting back on who has the Iron Resolve, Lysander and Vulcan right off the bat that I was able to locate. So, pretty good.
Cool.
For just having Feel No Pain right off the bat.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I just got to keep going up. We keep getting blown up here. Troy, thanks for checking in tonight. Steve Siegel, thanks for checking in. He's like, my hands are out of fruit snacks now. Literally, I wish I had a bag of fruit snacks to put my hands in. He said he's figured out finally how to work the interface there. Dan Raymond, appreciate you checking in, man. Thanks for everybody shouting out so we can give you a shout out. Cloverleaf Studios saying, what's up? All of us are looking sharp.
No doubt.
Thank you. Somebody just asked, Land Raiders are back, son, Troy. Well, what does he mean by that?
There's a Land Raider formation.
Yep, and also, I just had you there. I'm sorry. Sangeef is saying, again, I know you guys are not talking about...
Sonic Gav?
Yep, Sangeef. That's literally all I can think of is Street Fighter. I know you're not talking about taking any vehicle formations that isn't the damn Land Raider formation. I need to know about this because Land Raiders are my heat.
Yeah, please tell me. What is it?
We
got Rob in the Virginia Beach Laboratory figuring this out for us.
No, it's all good. We've got he's got the little circle that's processing around.
Yeah, loading.
Spinning wheel of death.
Trying to find it.
So so Troy is back saying Iron Warriors, Land Raiders, allies, they don't suck. Can't wait to see what Robbie B comes up with it. Jay Cox checking in. What's up, pimp? Sorry, it's tardy. Better late than never.
No doubt. And so many people in here. We got so much material for the podcast that we're going to do right after this. Don't forget that we record the podcast directly after this. The most exciting questions and comments, don't even have to be questions, just comments or suggestions, are going to make it into the podcast, and you're going to get a shout out there. And thank you guys for downloading that podcast. It is doing very well online. Very happy, very grateful for you guys listening to it.
Yep, exactly. Lamont. So, did the Blood Angels get the Dark Angels treatment since they were before the Space Marine decks, or do they still have some life left in them?
That's a good point, because now like I saw a couple comments in there already, but Dark Angels seems to be. I think Dark Angels are going to be good because look how exciting this codex is. Like now, this is the prototype to Dark Angels, and you're right. Maybe Blood Angels missed out on some things. The only thing that I really only play Flesh Test Strike Force. It's the only thing that I find that's really themey. But we've talked about this before. Blood Angels in name only. Like the only thing that Blood Angels are really good at is giving people Feel No Pain.
Yeah. So
that's not going to change. Like I don't even care about if I'm trying to be really competitive with Blood Angels. It's just to take 5 scouts and
a secondary priest on bite.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's super easy.
Yo, so we're gonna have to call on some of the viewers to scoop up that formation because I did not print it out for the land raid.
All right, so hit us with it, please.
But what I do want to talk about, let's talk about Marneus Calgar. So
is he telling me the only true pimp of war?
He is the Lord. He's the only Lord of War in the Codex. But remember, he's not just a Lord of War. He's a God of War. He is the heat. Yo, like so this guy has 6 attacks on the charge because each of his gauntlets now count as a melee weapon. So 6 attacks on the charge.
They did before.
Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah, he had 2 specialty weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got 6 attacks on the charge. He's weapon skill 6. You know, the super high strength because he's got, you know, the gauntlets. I mean, he's just going to drop.
Did they still get to roll a wound? Re-roll a wound?
Yeah. What is it? What's the other thing that was really good about him? So if you take him, you get to basically take a free combat doctrine. So the Ultramarines already get to like double them up. So he gets to basically, you get to use one of them 3 times if you take him.
So before you can use them all twice when you took him.
Right. So now so if you're Ultramarines,
you can only do 1 a third time now.
Right.
That's better still. I mean, the fact that you don't even need him to do them all twice, it seems better.
No, like, to be honest, you just want the one that allows you to have all your tactical marines and everybody else gets preferred enemy, basically. It's twin linked. So
yeah, it changed it to preferred enemy, I think, universally now, right? It's not a read us the Ultramarine doctrines.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Scions of Guilliman, your army contains Ultramarine units. You can choose to enact the Devastator Doctrine, Assault Doctrine, or Tactical Doctrine, see above, once per game. When these are enacted, all Ultramarines in your army are affected. So you've got the Tactical Doctrine, which is to reroll a hits of 1 in the shooting and assault phases of that turn. Remember that. It's both shooting and assault phase.
That's a little bit different than...
Right. It's basically preferred enemy.
It's a hits only, though.
Yeah, but still, pretty good.
But it's cool because it works in the assault phase. You get a whole nother phase for free. It was just in the shooting phase before.
Yeah, right. Before, remember, tactical marines can reroll hits.
Yeah.
But what I find curious is this wording that they put in here, because remember we talk about factions and like what can benefit from what. So they put this wording in here. It says including any affected models with the independent character special rule that have joined those squads. So
they're straight up letting an IC benefit from it.
It seems like it, yeah. And then the assault doctrine.
Gave us the permission to extend this chapter tactics to people who don't have it, like granting the special rule. And I think that was a discussion we were having before, where it does say in the main rulebook that an independent character basically benefits from other special rules of the unit. It says that. And I've always interpreted it very broadly, like, or very narrowly. These guys are straight up saying, like, reaffirming that belief. They're saying if an independent character joins this unit, it benefits from the tactical doctrine. It benefits from our doctrines. Meaning, you flip in there where it says, independent characters always get the special rules of the unit. This is saying, yes, of course they do. So, like, that's a kind of an interesting precedent to set that might strengthen the argument of, like, for example, joining Marneus Calgar to a unit of Terminators in the Dream Crusher formation, from the Blood Angels who deep strike in and charge the same turn. Even though he's not faction Blood Angels, he gains the special, rules of the unit.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
this strengthens that argument.
That's definitely one way to look at it, but it says including any affected models. So I'm not sure whether that means if they have they have to have the combat doctrine special rule to begin with or not. It's kind of vague.
That's interesting. We should definitely throw that up on a Facebook page, see what people are saying about that.
Yeah, that one's kind of wonky.
Personally, I don't play it that way because I feel like it's janky. So.
Yeah, you could go either way with that. So the assault doctrine is affected models can reroll to hit rolls of 1 in assault phase of this turn. Assault squads, bike squads, attack bike squadrons, Centurion assault squads, including any affected models. That terminology again. And then Devastator doctrine, affected models can reroll to hit wounds of 1 in the shooting phase. Affected models in Devastator and Centurion Devastator squads as well. So
basically, it's like a preferred enemy worldwide kind of.
Well, it's actually a little weaker. It's honestly weaker, so that's why they let you do it 2 times.
3 times, yeah, with Calgar. So
it makes sense. It's balanced.
Yeah,
it seems still good. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on it. I mean,
no, it's free. It's literally amazing. But before the Devastator doctrine let you reroll all hit Snapfire. Like that, like when you need to get something done, you don't need to be rerolling ones when rolling sixes. You need to reroll all of them. So this is definitely in like the tactical doctrine. Like those doctrines are substantially weaker than they used to be. But now, for no investment, you get to do them all twice.
Yeah,
I think that's fine. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I'm going to spend a couple minutes here on the Q&A because I got a billion things written down. But starting out, going back to the Raven Guard, because we got to try to give them some love. So I like where Sangeef is having. I will never say your name any other way. The Raven Guard have a decent ability if you roll with the Scout Task Force with them. A unit that infiltrates and doesn't have stealth, they get stealth until an action. Shooting does not list as an action, so you basically get camo cloaks for free. I kind of like that ability. Rob is saying changes to Storm Talons and their formations are really solid too. I'm excited to hear what those changes are. Havar is coming back saying what Kenny was saying. What Kenny's saying about the rules of a unit affecting the ICs with them. Would that mean that an independent character with the Deep Strike special rule can join the unit of Void Claws formation from the Champions or Fenris?
If you interpret it that way, that's one of those things that I'm talking about. Is like if you interpret it as loosely as possible and as literally as possible, then yes. I believe it's an oversight, and I don't think it's the way that the game has been intended to play. But I mean, it's hard to argue against.
It's 50-50 there. I'm not sure.
Thanks for checking in as well, Cameron Morton. Haven't seen you before, man. Much love, guys. Figured out how to use the chat. I am Super Friends list as well. He loves Super Friends. I think the unit with cheaper attack squads is the way to go. Maybe another way to go than a few Thunderfire cannons. So, do you think Super Friends with Thunderfire cannons?
Well, I used to run Thunderfire cannons. Now, if they got left by the wayside. They were good right when they came out. Are they better now, Rob?
Not really. There's
100 points, and they have the same modes of fire.
Yeah, and
there's also a formation. If you take 3 of them, I think they get shred.
Yeah, and then you get +1 to ballistic skill. But
the problem is the fact that wyverns exist and allies exist. Never take when you can take a squadron of wyverns. I like seriously a squadron of 2 wyverns from just Codex AM. Like you just take an ally and you take a company command squad with 4 melting guns that they can issue the ignore cover doctrine, and you put them in one of your new drop pods that are fast attack. That unlocks, a squadron of 2 wyverns, right? And you just take 10 vets, put them in a drop pod, OBJ, whatever, right? What you're talking about though is 2 wyverns for 65 points or do more damage than 300-point Thunderfire cannons could ever do.
Church on that. the wyverns do the Lord's work.
Speaking of the Lord's work, check this out. So we talked about that they get a Decurion, right? So check out the bonus. So if you take a Decurion, you get a full. Basically, if you take 2 demi companies, you get a full company. And if you do that, you basically get the upgrades for free. Transports. So say you want to rhino them or drop pod them all out, free. You still have to pay if you want smoke launchers or whatever, upgrades. But basically, if you take a captain or a chaplain, a 0-1 command squads, 3 tac squads, 1 assault squad, bike squad, attack bike, or land speeder assault sense, and 1 Devi squad, you get all of their transports for free.
What?
Yeah, free.
You spoke to Juice's heart just there, right there.
Did you just tell me
transports or 50-point rhinos free?
Or 240-point land raiders for
No. It has to be
Centurions get
drop pod.
Do you mean can you take all the upgrades on a rhino though?
You still can. You just have to pay the points for them.
So I only have to pay. So I can make a 35-point rhino only 15 points because I bought it extra armor, for example, or whatever, or extra armor does with.
Yep.
I'm immediately behind that. I want to real quick talk about Cameron Morton, who I've never seen here before. He says something that I love. He says, also love how everyone was so happy that White Squires, quote-unquote, lost hit and run when the chapter tactic formation rumors came out. And as soon as the pictures came out yesterday, all those people went back into the woodworks. I want to just express this, Cameron. I believe that hit and run needs to leave the game. Hit and run. I believe in my heart that assault needs power. Hit and run is not the kind of power that I want to see assault armies have. It is janky, lame. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever when you think about it in terms of fluff. It is completely silly, and I hate it. And I would have been perfectly happy with White Scars losing it, even though I play predominantly in the tournament scene, an army that relies on hit and run. But I also play a Chaos army that doesn't rely on it. I'd rather see hit and run vanish from the game. So I am personally sad to see hit and run stay in the Codex, but I will use the shit out of it. Mm-hmm. I'm a crack addict.
Yep. Just like Sal says, Robbie B is using the shit out of those headphones. Sal wants to know where the Walkman is at. Is it plugged into your hip? You know,
I think he's talking about that picture I put up online. It was me one of my birthdays unwrapping a Walkman.
Oh man,
it's funny because like
those are the headphones you got from that present.
They are not, but because these would be very old. These would be very old headphones. So
that was the best picture ever when you showed it to me. I was like, "Yo, it looks exactly like you." You're like, "Yeah, I was like a freshman in high school." I was like, "Dog, you look like you're 6. Are you kidding me right now?"
So
it's a hard knock life, man.
Gnarls is saying, let's talk about the future. Do you think that Tau, new Codex, will be more OP than the Space Marines? And do you think that Nids will get some love after Tau and get a few new abilities and models?
That's an interesting question. I mean, if they want Tau to be the equal, I think, yeah. I mean, like, Space Marines just stepped up. They just stepped up to the plate. Eldar stepped up to the plate. Cult Mechanicus just stepped up to the plate. People need to keep stepping up to the plate. I mean, right now, honestly, you're right. The Blood Angel Codex is the least amazing. Space was the second least amazing. The only thing that matters in both of those is Iron Priests and Sanguinary Priests. You know, this is a game changer. Like seeing Cult Mechanicus come out and Eldar and this, like if this is the power level they want us to bring, I mean, Tau doesn't exist compared to some of these things, right? Today.
Yeah, I mean, Cult Mechanicus is bananas. Like, and the only reason we're not really seeing how OP Cult Mechanicus is right now is because people just don't have the models. They're not pulling them off the shelves and playing them. I mean, there's ways that you can take that Convocation formation. There's ways you can make those Sicarans, those guys that move 9 and assault like even faster. Strength 10, strength 8 on the charge. Like, there's some super powerful stuff that you can combo off in those books, and I think we're going to see it the first major tournament that happens. We're going to see some Cult Mechanicus running wild because, and now you can take in that Cult Mechanicus formation is only like 1,500 points. So now you can take this Librarius formation, right, and you can just be like dropping psychic powers all over it, making stuff invisible, running across the table, 9 inches, assaulting 9 inches, strength 8, strength 10, like it's a wild west out there right now. It's crazy good.
I absolutely love it, and I know if I was Will Smith and playing in Wild Wild West, I would want to ride in a Land Raider because Havar is basically saying Land Raider formation is, drum roll please.
Oh, you're taking a quote Javar Powell?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
3 separate units, all ignore all results on the damage table except explodes. As long as they're within 6 inches of each other, until until one has died. So as long as they stay 3-man strong, they're going to be basically. You got a whole point about
a blade of armor, man. Wow.
Yeah, that's
really gives them like super. Almost, you know.
I don't even feel bad. I have 3 armor.
Honestly, I want Land Raiders to just have that rule all the time. Honestly.
Yeah, straight up, they ignore. I mean, if you think about it too, like reading the books and stuff like that, I haven't read them, but I've heard people talk about them. I've looked at pictures, but they talk about how a Land Raider is as badass as a spaceship. You know, plasteel. Yep. You know, all this plating. I mean, it's crazy.
It needs. I think a Land Raider should have just gotten that rule without the formation. You know.
Well, you know, they want to sell models too, which is understandable, but
my idea would have sold 1 billion more of them.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Because because you're not going to buy you can't even play 3 Land Raiders half the time. You know what I mean? Like
that's 750 points generally.
And unless you have something like like a Dark Angel's banner that makes them have 1,000 Vulture shots, like 3 Land Raiders isn't all that good.
No, I agree.
Rob is chiming in saying, he's like, look, not to throw more out there on the pod to talk about, because, man, literally this hour for this podcast is going to go by so fast because we have so much to talk about. But he's like, what about Whirlwinds? Are they finally worth it again? Comboing 3 of them with rending warlord traits and stuff seems pretty legit.
Yeah, you can get rending on them. The only thing is they won't get ignore cover, but they got shred. If you use the formation.
Whirlwinds got shred now?
Well, if you take 3 of them.
If you have 3.
They get shred.
Are they like 50 points each?
They're cheap. I don't think they changed the points.
So what is it, 55 points each?
Actually not. Well, I'm sure they didn't change from the old book.
I feel like they were really cheap.
They were stupid cheap before.
They have a sweet formation too.
If they're 50 points each, I'll take 3 right now if I give them shred.
Yeah, and because remember they have those different kind of rounds still to shoot, and they only have
there's 65 in the old book.
Yeah, so you're talking like incendiary rounds, so they're like strength 5 AP 4.
That's not the number I wanted to hear. 65 points is how much a wyvern costs.
Ugh, I feel that. While we're
the formation does give them infinite range as long as you're shooting at something within 18 inches of the land speeder that's targeting. So it's the old suppression force from.
Well, that's never going to happen. That land raider is just going to die.
A land speeder has never lived past turn 1 if you move it up the field.
No.
Yeah. You have to hide them in reserves.
Yeah, thanks for chiming in, TJ. He is saying the free transports might just make Razorbacks cool again. Think about Iron Hands.
Now you only have to pay. Yeah, now you only have to pay the 35 points for the good weapon, and that's how many points the vehicle costs.
Yep. Yeah, and it gets free. It will not die.
Yeah, and it's got the it will not die.
Oh my God,
it's not bad at all.
Got twin link glass cannons all day.
Yeah. You know? And it's objective secured. You know,
word.
so
yeah,
like,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
My God,
I could get behind that.
We're literally going to play that in the Apocalypse Battle. One of the reasons we're waiting until this weekend is so we can play the new Space Marine stuff. And we're going to have essentially, how many of these Razorbacks can you have?
In what? Oh, in the formation?
Yeah.
You have...
Each unit can have, so...
Well, yeah, so you can have 3 tactical squads, 0 to 1 command squad, 1 dev squad. So if you take... and you can double that up. So you could take... Yeah, you could have 8.
Yes. Expect to see in this apocalypse.
Plus the command squad, so you can have 9 or 10. You could have 10.
Now that we're at the viewers, I'll reiterate: Apocalypse coming soon. This weekend, we are filming potentially a 20,000 point game. We're playing hammer and anvil style, 12 feet across, 6 feet wide. It's gonna be crazy. Imperial versus Chaos, and we're waiting for this book so we can finalize the army list, and you can expect to see 6 Razorbacks at least. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna see 6 Razorbacks. You're gonna see something like 6 or 7 dreadnoughts, at least 3 land raiders, at least a dozen rhinos. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna see
at least 5 vendettas.
You're gonna see 8 vendettas, 9 vendettas. You're gonna see probably something like 50 Terminators, 150 power armor Marines. You're gonna see like 10 Vengeance battery weapon placements. You're gonna see a macro cannon, a Fortress Redemption, multiple bastions. You're gonna see, 10 Chimeras, 3 Storm Ravens, 2 Storm Talons. You're gonna see
15 Demon Princes.
And then we're not even talking about the 15 Demon Princes you're gonna see. Like it's gonna be out of control. I've never, and I can say, I saw this pitch came earlier in the show tonight, and I'll say it again because now we have almost twice as many people in here now. I promise you, you've never seen this combo. This is going to be the biggest game with the best looking models filmed in the highest quality that you've ever seen. This has never been done before.
That's what we call
Some people may have filmed. Yep. Some people may have filmed bigger games, and they may have filmed prettier models. But no one's ever filmed this big of a game with this good looking models on this good looking terrain at this level with like Rob B behind the camera.
Love it. Sangeev is bringing it back in, saying that the Land Raider special rule, that's only half of what we talked about, Kenny. Literally, the other half is saying they also get to reroll to wound/armor pin versus gargantuans, super heavies, and mighty something walkers, I guess. Like how clutch is that?
I think that all land raiders should just try that all the time.
Penetrate, and penetrate versus 6 inches of other land raiders. As long as they're within 6 inches of each other. Yep. Yeah, that's really good. Yo, let's do a rundown on the rest of the formations that we haven't touched on real quick, just so we knock them all out. We touched on the Suppression Force, which is the Whirlwind one, the Librarius Conclave. Oh, by the way, librarians actually gained access to divination in this book, too. So they didn't have that. Only Tiggy had it, remember? That's pretty dope. So they got the Armored Task Force, which is basically a way for you to ignore crew shaken and crew stunned, and also to get another +1 to your Blessing of the Messiah roll. So if you're Iron Hands, you get +2 at that point. So it's 1 Tech Marine, 0 to 3 Thunderfires, 3 to 5 Vindicator Predator Whirlwind, so you get to take your little squadron funness, and 1 Sergeant Kronos, or 0 to 1. You guys remember the Stormwing, which was the 1 Storm Raven and 2 Storm Talons? They get to make the escort roll when you bring on reserves. They get to come on too. That is back. Pretty cool. So it's 1 Storm Raven and 2 Storm Talon gunships. And then you've got the 1st Company Task Force, which is basically all Terminators. 3 to 5 Terminator squads, which could be Assault Squad, Terminator Squad, Stern Guard, Veterans. Basically anybody that's a veteran, Space Marine veteran squadron. They get Fear and Fearless, and basically they get preferred enemy against 1 unit of your choice in the opponent's army, and they -2. Everything within 12 inches of them is -2 to their leadership role. And then there's Strike Force Ultra, which is actually a box set too. I wonder why they did that. Which is actually a whole lot of stuff. I mean, it's basically 1 Captain, 2 Termi Squads, 2 Assault Squads, a Venerable Dreadnought, a Storm Raven, a Land Raider Crusader. Now, the cool thing about this is that they have Fury of the Storm. Now, this is a very familiar formation. You've probably seen something similar to this before. So all the ranged weapons carried by the unit get +1 to the number of shots that they can make at the end of the turn, which is good or bad, because on Termies you're generally not taking shooting stuff, I feel like. And Force of the Thunderbolt, they whenever they disembark from their transport vehicle for the first time, they get +1 to their attacks. So pretty cool if you obviously have the assault mechanic, out of the vehicle there. Then there's the Battle Demi Company, which
how many you got many more left, Robbie B? I just don't want to. I want to make sure that we give love to as many people as we can here. We can save some of those details for the podcast.
Yeah, definitely go for it.
Okay, cool. I don't know. What do you guys think about Eric is saying here with Dreadnoughts? Are they worth it now with 4 close combat attacks?
I feel like they just kind of slapped that on there.
Dude, they suck. That's so stupid. That just makes you like, first off, a Soul Grinder is 150 points. He has 4 attacks. He can have the Marco Slanesh. He can move 14 inches a turn.
Inches. He gets an invuln save.
What do you think about a Carnifex? I mean, it's the same thing, right?
No, this is a fail on GW's part. Dreadnoughts should, like we talked about this before. Dreadnoughts should all just have toughness values. How come fucking stupid, Wraith Knights and Wraith, and stupid shit like that, Wraith Guard get it or whatever they are.
Robbie B had a great point right there. It's like, nobody's running Carnifexes. Nobody's running Wraith Lords. And these are multiple wound, high toughness value things that are 150 points. So, I mean, there's no way that you can say
toughness and armor save is always better than armor. I would run 100-point Dreadnought if he was 4 wounds with a 3+ armor save at toughness 8. Or toughness 7 even.
Yeah, but actually, Jay Powell is saying... actually upset about the 4 attack dreads. Spateful dreads with axes and shields are absolutely 100% better, and they're still not being used.
Yeah, seriously. You even have that one guy that has like 6 attacks. That one guy. I mean, like seriously, like they are. It's a lost opportunity. Honestly, Dreadnoughts are one of the coolest models in Warhammer 40K. I think we all have a story about how we got into 40K because of Dreadnoughts, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt.
No, 100%. I think we've all talked about it. I know my Legion of the Damned Dreadnought is what got me into it.
Yeah, seriously. A Mauler, like Chaos, is the one thing Chaos does better, man. Like a Mauler Fiend is 125 points. It's a Dreadnought with an invulnerable save that moves 12 inches and has fleet and ignores cover. Like the Mauler Fiend is 1,000% better than a Dreadnought from the Imperial Codex. And nobody you know what I mean? Like it's no, man. Like you need more. And But it's fine. We got more. We got the Librarian Enclave, so we're good.
There it is. So Gnarls is wanting to know with Land Raider, the Land Raider formation, does that include Forge World ones?
That's a good question. Let me look.
That was obviously to Robbie. Robbie.
As Robbie B is doing that. So Steve, do you guys think that the early 7th edition codexes will be able to stand against the new books? Excuse me.
Yes, only because that the game is built around allies. Absolutely. Like if you think in terms of one-on-one, probably not. But I mean, if you pick and choose the things you need, absolutely. Yep.
And furthermore, he's saying because there's so many, now we're talking about this is the 3rd or 4th detachment that gets free upgrades with formations. Like
that used to be a thing back in the day. Do you remember with Blood Angels when you used to be able to take all that Death Company stuff and they got free vehicles and stuff?
Yep. Yeah, that's true. And also, but I remember the one that changed everybody's mind about formation was the Tau one. That basically gave you Monster Hunter, Tank Hunter, Twin Linked, or whatever that was. The Tau Conclave, or whatever that thing was called.
No, you mean reroll everything and ignore cover all the time, right?
Yes. Yep, that one.
That one.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I guess what they're doing is we are seeing a lot more of that is just because every army is getting the ability to have it now. So, and that's what we said we wanted.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited, man. Like this is exactly the kind of Space Marine Codex that I was hoping to get. I'm going to be in the Beast Laboratory banging out army lists all weekend because the Veterans page, the download section, is chock full of Space Marine lists that no longer matter after this weekend. They're all going to go down. And thank you guys for downloading them and taking a look at them. We work really hard on the Beast Laboratory to present you guys with unique army lists that are not net lists because we don't like net lists. We like doing things our own way around here. And I think you guys do too, which is why you guys are part of this. So look to see the download section get cut in half. We've already got some new beats ready to go up on there. But Juice, I, and Robbie B, myself, we're going to be jumping all over the newest, sickest Space Marine text. We're going to be filling the download section up over the next couple of days, next couple of weeks, with the sickest, coolest, off-the-wall Space Marine lists that you're not going to be seeing anywhere else online. You're only going to be seeing them here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, without doubt. There's a bunch in there already. I mean, a lot of the stuff didn't change quite as much, but
a lot of the stuff didn't change quite as much, but the forethought in it did get changed, and there's also point changes. Literally, got to start from scratch, and guess what? That's fun, and it doesn't bother me at all because I would say 90% hobby for me is fantasizing about army lists.
Winning the army builder game.
Talking about that Land Raider formation, it's specific. It says Crusader, Redeemer, and normal Land Raider on page whatever. I think it was like 175. Yeah.
None of the cool Forge World stuff. Okay.
Nah.
Awesome. New Robbie B would have that. Sean Brown, when I run, because he's a big Dark Angels man, love him for that. When he runs the Conclave list with 6 Libbies and Ezekiel, he out-psychics Demons armies. So now that the Space Marines can do that, like that is, and they have Ezekiel is a third of what Tiggy is. So, this is about to be.
I like Ezekiel in that list because he gets +1 weapon skill of all the dudes around him, all the Dark Angels around him.
I'm excited to see what happens with Dark Angels.
Yeah.
And also, let's talk real quick while we're running out of time. I want to say one quick shout out to Stoner Steve, Chaos for Life, Blood for Blood God. Moving on, I want to talk just real quick about some of the things that we're moving forward with here at the Long War. Outside of this mega apocalypse game that we're doing, we are moving to Battles on Other Fronts, and we have a lot of things coming up here very soon. We're going to have X-Wing battle reports. We're going to be going crazy. Season 1, functionally, of the Long War is about to come to an end this year. I'm talking end of the summer. We're going to be dropping Apocalypse, X-Wing, and we're going to be finishing up some of the battle reports. And we're going to go to Season 2. It's going to be a big surprise. I'm not going to spoil it all for you today, but Season 2 of the Long War Online is going to be ridiculous, and you guys are going to want to get in on that. Having said that, we have changed our protocol for the next couple of weeks. Battle reports are coming out on Mondays. Invading tutorials are coming out on Fridays. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but we had to do this. I'm not going to explain why. Technical stuff, internets, webs, etc. So just remember, next battle report is coming out on Monday.
No doubt. We'll have it up in there. So I guess we're about out of time here, but we will definitely take a lot of this content and we'll throw it into podcast, right, guys?
Oh yeah, man. Might need to be a 2-hour episode.
Yo, for real. It might run long tonight, guys.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It was crazy. I mean, Space Marines are crazy, and it's just not going to slow down any bit with these guys. So, well, thank you so much, guys, for watching. We had a ton of people in here tonight. You guys really loaded up the Q&A, kept Juice on his toes. So we super appreciate that. So, you heard it from Kenny. Make sure you head on over to longwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content and early access videos. Become a veteran of the Long War today. Night, everybody.
Rob.
Yo.
I'm gonna give him this one sneak peek. Put the camera on me, buddy. Put the camera on me.
All right, hold on. I got it.
Before you guys go anywhere, I'm gonna show you just real quick what this is not even all of it yet.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah. Set it on me. Hold on a second. Let me just. I want everyone to be able to talk and see the picture. Okay, we should be good right now.
So. Nope.
All right, here we go. So here is some. This is no infantry. No infantry whatsoever. There's 275 guys to go with this army. I'm going to start walking. There's chaos. That is possibly a little over half the chaos that's actually being played. And of course, let me see if I can sling it all the way over there. You guys see that last part?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's not even a third of what's going to be on that table. Not even a third. This is going to be, here it is, guys. That's going to be what we filmed this weekend. This is not even half, though. Just want to show you guys that.
I guess I'll grab a wide-angle lens. No doubt. Cool. Oh, man, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun this weekend. All right, everybody. Good night.